What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Expand Podcast with your host, Omar, and co-host, JP. This is episode 4, where we're going to talk about everything real estate, how to get your investment, how to increase your sales, and also how to buy some rental properties. And, welcome back. And we're going to be discussing today on what just happened here in our office. We had about 60 people in our office, and we're going to be talking about that today, and that's something that we are going to do every other month, which is an Expand Mastermind real estate investment meetup to kind of learn the ins and outs on real estate investing, buying some houses, using those houses to create some cash flow, and that extra bonus feature of cost segregation, which is depreciating your asset so you don't have to pay Uncle Sam a whole bunch of money. And who wants to pay Uncle Sam money? I sure as hell don't. And I don't think JP does either. So everyone that's listening is going to get some valuable information on that. So without further ado, let's get into it. And welcome back. What's up, JP?
What's up?
So what's going on?
The Mastermind, it was a cool turnout, man. It definitely blew my expectations. I'm not going to lie. I was nervous the day of. How's it going to be?
Why were you nervous, though?
Not nervous, but I was just I guess you could say anxious for the turnout because there was so much anticipation towards it. But it was awesome, man. It was cool. Touching on that cost segregation thing, I saw a lot of people pull out their phones and take pictures of those slides.
Right.
So that caught a lot of people's attention. So
it should have, because that's something that nobody talks about. Everybody buys real estate for one thing. Actually, I'll take that back. Most people don't buy real estate for one thing. They buy it because it's what to do. It's hey, you bought a piece of property. It's that American dream to buy real estate, to own your house, but you really don't own it because the bank does. You just kind of rent it from them. And if you don't know how to leverage that debt to increase new properties, then that's something. This is why you need to listen to our podcast when we're going to go over everything else. But going back to that mastermind, I knew what I was going to deliver. And, I had the couple people here that also let everybody know about the market, which was cool. But there's a lot of things that people don't know about real estate. Why do you want to buy real estate? Mm-hmm. Obviously, people want to buy real estate to own an asset. But there's more to it. The property will end up cash flowing because that ends up paying you, right? A tenant will pay your mortgage. And then you have principal pay down. The tenant pays down that mortgage. And then you have appreciation because over time, houses do appreciate, and it takes some time sometimes. Some of my properties I bought 12 years ago that I still own now are worth crazy amount of money, and it's awesome. But there is that saying, time in the market versus timing the market. So at any point in time that you buy real estate, this is for everybody that's listening, when you buy it and you want to hold it for a long period of time, that is where you're going to compound that appreciation, and that's where it's going to compound the cash flow. That's where it's going to compound the depreciation that you can write off. And that's what we were talking about. Cash flow, depreciation, principal pay down, appreciation. And guess what? It hedges against inflation. So when inflation gets crazy, your gallon of milk is $6 versus it used to be $2.50.
Eggs are $30.
Dude, it's crazy right now. And especially knowing that, and now that you have a tangible asset that you can touch, feel, and grab, and you can know it's there, it hedges against any type of bullshit that happens with the market itself.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool.
I think a lot of the things that we also touched on during the meetup, especially you, was just overall increasing your commissions as a real estate professional, whether you're an agent, lender, wholesaler. And I think a lot of people grasp onto that a lot just due to the fact of how else are they going to invest if they don't have any capital. So
true.
I can expect a lot of people to want to continue to attend this meetup.
Yeah.
Not only to learn how to invest, but also to learn how to just be a great agent and do a lot of transactions every single year.
Yeah, we talk about that earned income. You're an agent yourself, and you have a system in place that you try to get in front of most, or try to get in front of a lot of sellers and buyers to help a seller sell, to help a buyer buy, and increase that earned income. And then whatever you can do with that money, you're going to be able to like reinvest it. And that was one of the topics that we were discussing. Is everybody that was at the mastermind, they were agents, lenders, car salesmen, home warranty, all like literally title reps, and just people that want
diesel
to know,
mechanics,
diesel mechanic, a gym owner. There's a lot of gym owners, plural. There's a lot of people there that wanted to know how to invest, and they didn't know how, or maybe they had an idea. But my whole goal was, hey, increase your earned income, so then you can have options to be able to reinvest. Like you make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on a deal or two, and your cost of living is X. You have a lot more exposed. You have a lot of cash available, and when you have more cash available, do you think that it's better to keep it in the bank for a rainy day, or use that money so it creates extra money?
Oh, you definitely want to plug it into something that allows it to earn interest. And I think you just kind of opened up that opportunity for a lot of people to do.
I did,
which
yeah.
we can get into a little bit because it was a part of the meetup.
Right.
The 90-day Blitz, let's touch on that. A lot of people made the commitment in themselves to allow them to be in a room with you, lock arms
Right.
with you,
Yep.
to be able to make those investments in themselves, acquire that first asset, acquire that second asset, earn interest on their money. So how excited are you to lock arms with a few individuals and level them up?
That's cool. You mentioned that because I've never done this before. And everybody always asks like, "Hey Omar, how do you find these deals? What do you do here? How do you have so many rentals? What's the difference between keeping it or flipping it?" Like the little sign behind me. And it's simple because I've been in rooms where I paid a lot of money to be in them. And I believe in that kind of, education. I believe in personal development in the field that you're in as a person, as an industry in general. And sometimes you have to pay to play to really level yourself up. So I came out with this 90-day real estate, investment blitz, where it's 90 days that's going to be able to help anyone at least go through the process of what I go through, what we go through to obtain off-market deals, on-market deals, what to do with them, how to flip them, if we're going to wholesale them, if we're going to just pick them up and throw some lipstick on the house or clean it out and then put it back on the market, which is in essence a hotel, or if you're going to keep it actually as a rental for you to create some positive cash flow. So imagine, I wish I had this when I first started, because it would have cut my learning curve substantially in half, if not 75%, because then I would have been able to figure it out faster. And if there was someone that came out that said, "Hey, listen, you're going to shadow me, you're going to be with me, I'm going to help you through the process for 12 weeks, because this is 12 weeks. This is group coaching on Zoom. There is a charge to it, 100%. Nothing's free. Listening to this is free. But to take your hand through the whole process, there is absolutely a charge."
Yeah.
If you guys are listening, DM me the word Blitz on my IG, which is at Invest with Omar. If you DM me the word Blitz, you will get all the information. Put your email address in there, and it'll be stated there. Or click the link in my bio on IG. It'll be somewhere here on the YouTube description down below too, so you can click that as well.
The way I see it, to be able to, I guess, explain this in a different metaphor, is essentially what you're doing for people is, let's just say you have a high school, college, or a high school athlete that's playing basketball. Yeah. And as soon as he graduates, his coach comes up to him and his coach tells him, "Hey, I'm going to send you to go train with LeBron, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving for the next 12 weeks, but you have to pay this
X.
money."
Yeah.
That high school student, in a sense, is going to take that opportunity in a heartbeat, because why wouldn't he want to go train with a super high level individual for 12 weeks to be able to apply to his own craft?
100%.
So I think this is exactly, in a sense, what you're doing, and that's how people need to visualize it, that I'm going to go train alongside someone, work alongside someone that I, in a sense, want to imitate my life after, kind of.
Right.
You know, that's the way I see it.
No, and if the thing is, this is what happens with information. The minute you have it, it's yours. It's your choice if you're going to apply it and execute on it. You can have all the information in front of you, but if you don't do anything with it, then what's the point? So this is where, but check this out. When there is a charge, when there's a cost involved, all of the coaching that I paid for and the investment I made in myself, guess what happened? I was present, I was there, I was taking notes, because it's a different feel when it's free.
You're playing full out
than when you pay.
When you pay, for sure.
And that alone is saying something. Not even to mention the guarantee that comes with the 90-day, real estate blitz.
Touch on that.
There's a couple different payment options. Obviously, it is what it is when you guys go to the link that you'll be able to see it. But if you pay all up front, you get a guarantee that you'll get a deal or an opportunity to invest in a project, buy a property. I'll analyze the deal with them to make sure it's a good deal or not. And if they go lock it up, meaning that they executed the contract with the seller, that I would end up being their buyer. So then they end up making a big chunk, via wholesale, or they take it down and they flip it. They're going to have access to all of my hard money lenders. Private money, obviously, I'm going to help them figure that part out as well so they can get more opportunities. But it's like you got to be in that room. You got to be on the calls to level yourself up. And I've never done this. But I've done it so much for us for free that it's okay, now I want to expand it. Hence, expand real estate coaching. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing. And hopefully, and which I shouldn't say hopefully, I know for sure it'll make an impact on 1, 5, 10, 15 people for sure, that they'll never not use it again. So it's like a small investment for them to have lifetime of knowledge. Small investment, lifetime of knowledge that will never get deleted from your brain. It's your choice if you choose to use it. So this is why it's so important to be a part of this 90-day blitz, because I don't see anybody else doing it. So check it out.
I see no hesitation for the people joining, because if someone can spend $60,000 on a business degree that does not provide them provide them any sort of nothing. Return,
other than a piece of paper that says you freaking graduated, here's your diploma, or here's your BA or whatever. Not knocking that, but still.
No, absolutely, because obviously some of those degrees have a purpose. Doctors, engineers, etc. But I think this is touching on a little bit of different subject. I think entrepreneurs are now going to start opening their eyes a little bit more,
right,
and understanding that I need to go lock arms with a high-level individual, pay him my money so I can, in a sense, learn from the best.
Invest. It's not pay. It's an invest, because you are investing in yourself to learn a trait that you have not learned yet.
Correct, because you, in a sense, pay for something that goes away, and this is knowledge that sticks with you forever.
Right. So as an example, this Starbucks, this is paid for something that you drink and it goes away. This is not an investment. An investment means you're paying for something for yourself that you're going to own for years to come. Every single $100,000, $150,000, $200,000 worth of education that I spent, I've learned and I keep with me. One class, or not even a class, one mentorship for $20,000 I spent, and I took so many nuggets, but the number one nugget saved me $1 million. $1 million in taxes. So, $20K, $1 million bucks. What is that? What kind of return is that? Is that a 20x return? Right? 10x would be 200K. So, what is that times? No shit, it's a 50x return. A 50x return on an investment. But I would not have been there unless I believe that I'm able to take what I learn and execute. And it was a risk, 100%. But check it out. It's not a risk if you pay attention.
Yeah. And
the risk is not if you don't do it.
If you have intention as well. Obviously for some people with the few individuals, not the few individuals, the individuals that joined the 90-day Blitz, you know, they have intention to be able to achieve something within that next 90 days or that whole year if they paid up front. So I think that alone is a huge thing. And like you said, making sure that the information that they are gaining from you, they're applying.
100%.
Information's a huge drug.
It's a crazy drug.
What do they call those people that always go to events and like they're always, you know the term I'm looking for. They're like event junkies or something like that.
Right.
Where all they do is go to
event.
Real estate events. They're at every single mastermind.
Everybody knows them.
Everyone knows them, but it's just like
because of the event.
Because the event, they're not really doing any of the business or you know, they don't really have anything solidified. Yeah. So let's touch a little bit on.
I want to offer something too right now. You know, everybody at the meetup that was there, they had a code that that they would put in to get a discount because they showed up. And let's do that. We're gonna do this. If you guys, when you guys click that link, when you guys go to my bio and click the link or DM me the word Blitz, at the checkout, whatever you decide to do, let's just go ahead and create a which we're going to do it right now. Put in there podcast because it'll tell me that you guys listen to it and you guys are wanting to take that next level to real estate investing to learn how to do it. So the code is podcast in the checkout and it'll save you $1,000. Simple as that. So
there you go.
There it is.
That's awesome.
It's cool. Yeah.
For the people that don't have in a sense, yet the money to spend on that.
Yeah.
How can they utilize someone like you, just straight up, to be able to, how does someone join your team if they don't have the money to invest or they're not licensed yet or they want to be in this office and because they love everything that you're doing on social media and they're just, you know, a young kid that's 18, 19 years old and they want reps, they want at-bats.
They want the at-bats. Come in and see myself or JP, and we have an internship program that will just help you figure this part out. I mean, if someone's going to give you the opportunity, like, take advantage of it. So if you're listening, you want to get into the game, you want to learn what to say, how to say, when to say it, have conversations with sellers and even buyers. I mean, it's there. So, you know, that's
just
something
show up.
Just show up. DM me, JP, and I will get back to you.
Yeah. I promise you, no. If anyone that you're trying to, I guess you could say, receive help from, you could probably agree, you're never going to think that someone's bugging you too much if they want help. You're just going to see that they're hungrier.
Right.
Am I correct?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're meeting me past the 50-yard line, this is something I want to touch on. If you're meeting me past the 50-yard line and you're going to my 60 or, in essence, it's my 40, right? But if we're in the middle, it's one thing. But if you're going further than that 50-yard line, that means you want something. That means you're dedicated. That means you actually want to be able to, like, let the person know that you're interested in what we have. And that was you. No bullshit. Like, you were always meeting me past that 50-yard line because you wanted more information. And tell me, because you did that, I poured more into you because I saw that you were wanting it.
Yeah, 100%.
Not just asking for it, but the actions that were taken, the activity that was taken, and then plus the actions that happened, plus the results, like, they were there.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, if you're going to want more from me, I'm going to pour into you some more. Hence, you're on a podcast now.
Yeah, no, that's nuts.
It's a trip to see your progression from you filming me in the very beginning to literally being the number one agent at the office with deals closed. You know, you and my brother back and forth. And then, you know, now locking up deals potentially of, you know, $100,000, $200,000 in profits. You know, and this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
So it gets cool. It's cool to see that. But this is what happens when you are able to, like, go past that 50-yard line and, like, show the people that you actually want to do more.
Yeah, and put your ego to the side, man. You know, I mean, we're
If
talking
we
about
talk about fucking ego, man, I'm telling you.
no,
Like,
we can't talk about it because
shit.
this is a little bit about the conversation, and
Right.
then we'll touch on when the next mastermind is. But
Okay.
one thing that I think I constantly had to do is put my ego to the side, because there was many times, I'm sure, you know, me and you talked about this all the time, where there was these voices that would speak to me inside my head, where it was just like, wow, everything that Omar is doing, I could just go do by myself, or I could go do this,
Right.
and I
No,
could
no,
go do
yeah, we had
this, and
that
I can go do
conversation.
this, or I can go hire my own VAs, and I
That's
can go
funny.
start my own wholesale company.
Right.
You know, once someone teaches you how to do something, you in a sense try to start making your own boat when you don't even have all the lumber yet. And instead
That's a
of
good way to put it.
eating at the same table, you start to go build your own table in a sense, not knowing that your fours are all, you know, super weak and fragile. How can you advise someone to constantly be able to, you know, not move with their ego when they are leveling up in this business? Because I've witnessed it, you've witnessed it,
For sure.
that unfortunately a lot of people's ego did not allow them to
Grow more.
grow more and take them a different direction
100%.
than what they anticipated it to be.
You know, to talk about the ego part of it is like, I'm 20 years in, guys, you know, and I still pretend I don't know shit. I take more notes than someone that just showed up that's only been in the business for 2 years. Hands down.
You always have your journal. I've noticed that.
Every single time. Why? Because it takes 1 or 2 or 3 more times for me to read it, and then what happens? It's just a lot of information, and it sucks because I'm in a different position, and sometimes I'm like, I gotta humble myself a little bit too. Like, hey, check myself because I need to. Because hey, I can still learn more, and the part this is the crazy part. People that don't check their ego, this is what happens. The ego won't let you grow because you think that you could do it better, or you think that because you learned something for a year or a year and a half, like you haven't mastered. I get that. Like you want to pat yourself on the back because somebody helped you along the way, and kind of you didn't even earn your stripe. You got your stripe handed to you. So it wasn't, you know, this is a deep conversation when it comes to the ego part of it, especially in real estate. Like everybody's flashy, everybody shows this, everybody shows that, but ultimately it's like, yeah, I'm not the guy that drives a Ferrari and I rent a fucking apartment. I'm not the guy that has a badass Rolls Royce with no doors. My Rolls Royces and Ferraris are the houses I own. Multiple, 10 times, 15 times over again. But you can't tell the person that drives the Ferrari or the Lambo or the Rolls Royce that this is the way to do it too. Grant, that's their path. I wasn't in an environment that I had to go show so much.
What's crazy is, touching base on like you always taking notes, you still to this day take advice from people that, you know, that you're in a sense a much higher level from.
100%.
Like you take advice from me all the time when it comes to, you know, life, relationships, personal, just whatever it is. So I think it's very important to be open-minded constantly and know that I don't know everything.
Right.
Because I think accepting that you don't know everything is one of the biggest superpowers a man can have. It's vulnerability.
And it sucks to say that, yes, us guys can be vulnerable, and we are. But at the same time, like, you know, level your shit up. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, stop playing like the victim and like, oh, okay, I didn't know. No, like if you have an L, fucking own it. We talked about that. I lost $100,000 because I was fucking dumb, and I went to a market that I shouldn't have been to, or that I should have invested in. Shouldn't have, but my own fault. I lost $100K. Nobody else did it. The market didn't fucking do it. That was me. Right?
Ownership.
Unfortunately, the market did do its thing, and a lot of people got handed to. But ownership, vulnerability of saying like, yeah, I lost $100,000. That's a lot of money, man, on one deal. But you know what they say? People that lose 100K, 200K, if people lose hundreds of thousands of dollars, they make millions. People that lose millions make tens and 15 millions. People that lose, 7 figures or more, 8 figures or more, they're making 9 figures. So I want to hurry up and lose millions, so I'm making 10, 15, 20 million dollars. Does that make sense?
No, 100%.
You want to lose. I don't want to say that we're going to lose, but it's a process of investing. You're going to lose when you invest in real estate.
You got to be willing to play with that.
You got to play, man. You got to, like, every deal that I did has not been positive.
No.
That means everybody that's listening, has every escrow closed? No. Has every single offer you made for a buyer, did they accept? No.
It's like saying if I closed on every single date I went on.
Exactly.
Man, just.
Every listing that you took, check this out. Every listing you took never sold. Like, every single one did not sell. Seller backed out. Seller canceled. Mm-hmm. It expired. Somebody else came in, got a $20,000 reduction on that expired listing. They sold it. Damn, how do you feel? Right? And it's all the same. It's like you are going to go through L's your whole fucking life.
Oh, yeah.
Straight up.
It's a matter of who you're taking those L's with. That's a huge thing.
Your proximity of people.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because, there's so many times where I don't take a listing or I don't get a contract signed, and I'll come to you and you're just like, all right, bro, put in the rear view mirror because you have another 5 appointments this week.
Exactly.
So I think it's a matter of proximity, constantly checking your ego, surrounding yourself in the right rooms, touching on proximity again. Yep. There's a lot of little things that I think we'll continue to have conversations on this podcast that people will benefit from.
They will, for sure.
When is our next meetup? Let's talk about it.
Real quick. So we were going to do it every month, guys, but we're going to do it every other month because I want events. Like, I want people to come deliver value for people about real estate investing. We're going to have more people talk about, owning doors, commercial buildings, commercial brokers, etc., just to be able to give back. So our next one's going to be sometime in March, and it might actually be like the middle of March. I'm not sure yet. Don't quote me on the on the dates, but we just had ours on the 31st of January, and it was a come out. It was an awesome event. And then we're super excited about the next one, which is going to be in March. So stay tuned for that, and we'll have the links put up here. As a matter of fact, we'll have the links put up here on the YouTube under meetup.com/expandmastermind. It'll be there so you can at least register so you'll know that when the next one happens, you'll get the notification. So, that's what we're going to end up doing. And, guys, I appreciate you guys listening to this podcast. This was a deep one. We talked about a lot of stuff, and I hope that this does bring some value to you from a veteran and a rookie, but that's sitting here next to me. We're discussing life. We're discussing real estate, how to get better at sales, investing, the whole thing. People, we're not talking about Lambos and Ferraris and Rolls Royces as being the sexy item. We're talking about real wealth that will end up buying that if you choose. If not, then just go take a vacation. Go spend more time here. Go buy another door, 2 doors. It doesn't matter. Whatever your flavor is, take it and run with it. And I hope that you guys got something out of it. And until our next episode, appreciate you guys. And we're going to continue to inspire, educate, and expand your mind to see what's possible in all avenues of life. I'm not the complete professional, but you know what? I'm still learning. I'm 20 years in, so I'm sure anybody that's listening could also respect that and understand that they could be a little more humble to learn more about anything that you guys want to learn. So